It's February 1st. I'm Marilyn Cohen, president of Envision Capital Management in Los Angeles. This video blog is just a reminder that there are some bubbles that are popping up in the municipal bond cauldron. Not bubbling over, but popping up. What I mean by that is, if we reflect back in the 2008-2009 credit crisis, we found out that the rating agencies were, I guess you could put it, liars and cheats, no question about that. Well, they have reformed themselves somewhat. They're not perfect because the business model is very imperfect. But what we are seeing now is some of the rating agencies are becoming much more punitive than they were. And I say, hip, hip, hooray, it's about time. Specifically, Moody's investors in mid-January yanked, and I do mean yanked, the ratings from 25 different New York municipalities, some small cities, some small counties. And the reason being is a very simple reason. They were not good citizens and they did not file 2013 financials. I always tell do-it-yourself investors that if an entity, whether it's a city or whether it's a convention center or whatever, if they do not file financial reports annually, that's all they have to do is annually, unlike corporations, then how do you know how they're doing? How do you even know what you hold? Well, the answer is you don't know how they're doing, and you really should question about your holdings. So what we professionals do is we look at a lot of credit metrics. If you're managing your own portfolio, you don't have to be quite that sophisticated, but you do need to look at those financials and whether or not there are any financials. Oftentimes we get a new client in that has been handling their own municipal finances, and we look at their portfolio, we say, my goodness, out of 35 different issues you have, 5 of them haven't filed financials for 2 years, 3 years, or since they came out to the new issue market. Number one, that means they're not good citizens. Number two, it means management is either incompetent or I don't even know what to say they are. So when in doubt, we have a saying, when in doubt, get out. And we sell those municipal bonds because we need to know how they are doing. Some of the credit metrics you need to look at very simplistically are, do revenues exceed expenditures? And if the answer is yes, does it leave them a cushion for bad times ahead? If revenues do not exceed expenditures, then why? Look deeper into the financials. Was there an unknown situation that popped up that they had to spend extra money? Debt service coverage. We professionals look at debt service coverage with a minimum of 1.25 times. Sometimes there's exceptions to that rule, but is the debt service coverage on your revenue bonds adequate to make you feel comfortable that your timely interest and principal will be paid? If you're interested in finding out what those 25 names are that Moody's yanked the credit ratings on, you can go to my most recent Forbes.com article and it gives you the entire list. Just Google up Forbes.com Marilyn Cohen and it'll be right in front of you. So 2015 is beginning with some problems out in Muni land. Make sure they're not your problems. I'm Marilyn Cohen. Thanks for joining me.